Welcome to the Doctor Journal Club podcast, the show that goes under the hood of evidence-based integrative medicine. We review recent research articles, interview evidence-based medicine thought leaders, and discuss the challenges and opportunities of integrating evidence-based and integrative medicine. Continue your learning after the show at www.drjournalclub.com.
Please bear in mind that this is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Talk to your doctor before making any medical decisions, changes, etc. Everything we're talking about, that's to teach you guys stuff and have fun. We are not your doctors. Also, we would love to answer your specific questions. On drjournalclub.com, you can post questions and comments for specific videos, but go ahead and email us directly at josh@drjournalclub.com. That's josh@drjournalclub.com. Send us your listener questions and we will discuss it on our pod. Hello and welcome to another super speedy summary. This is your host, Dr. Joshua Goldenberg. Today we're going to talk about the Mind Diet trial for dementia. So this was a study that came out in the New England Journal of Medicine in 2023. Of course, Alzheimer's is like the worst, and we really don't have much in terms of treatment or prevention at all. At least that's any good. And so anything we could do would be helpful. Now, we have all these observational studies and some suggestive data that diet may be associated, right? That people that have a quote-unquote better diet or a more Mediterranean-like diet or a DASH-like diet, which is the diet for originally developed for hypertension, they may have improved cognition compared to those that don't follow these types of diets. So what happened was with the Mind diet, they designed a diet that's primarily based around the Mediterranean diet and the DASH diet, with a few other things that have been found in the literature to perhaps be protective against cognitive decline, etc. And they package it together in a diet. And so then they have this massive randomized controlled trial over many years. Over 600 patients were randomized, or participants were randomized. They were looking at elderly adults, so over 65. They had to have a suboptimal diet and have to be overweight so that a diet would be useful to them, and to have a family history of dementia. They themselves did not have cognitive issues nor dementia, but they were at higher risk because of family history. So that was the population. So we're looking at prevention in this type of population. And they gave them the Mind diet plus mild caloric restriction over a 3-year period compared to similar strength of intervention for the same amount of caloric restriction over 3 years. And they looked at cognition scores as well as MRIs between groups. And what they found was that the Mind diet trial improved in their cognition by 0.2 standardized cognition units, and the control group increased as well by somewhat similar. The difference was essentially minuscule. The confidence interval there and the p-value being over 0.05 tells you, of course, that difference is not statistically significant, and I would highly doubt it would be clinically significant as well. They also looked at MRIs, which were also similar between two groups. So guidance for, in this large randomized controlled trial, very well conducted, guidance for a sort of Alzheimer's prevention specific diet, this Mind diet, did not seem to lead to difference in cognition or MRI brain imaging, at least over a 3-year period when following this diet compared to following a similar recommendation schedule for general caloric restriction. Dr. Adam Sadowski goes into great detail in the basic and in-depth level of this video, so go ahead and check those out. If you have any questions, of course, reach out to us. We'll see you next time.
If you enjoy this podcast, chances are that one of your colleagues and friends probably would as well. Please do us a favor and let them know about the podcast. And if you have a little bit of extra time, even just a few seconds, if you could rate us and review us on Apple Podcast or any other distributor, it would be greatly appreciated. It would mean a lot to us and help get the word out to other people that would really enjoy our content. Thank you. Hey, y'all, this is Josh. We talked about some really interesting stuff today. I think one of the things we're going to do that's relevant, there is a course we have on Dr. Journal Club called the EBM Boot Camp that's really meant for clinicians to sort of help them understand how to critically evaluate the literature, et cetera, et cetera. Some of the things that we've been talking about today. Go ahead and check out the show notes link. We're going to link to it directly. I think it might be of interest. Don't forget to follow us on social and interact with us on social media. At Dr. Journal Club, Dr. Journal Club on Twitter. We're on Facebook, we're on LinkedIn, et cetera, et cetera. So please reach out to us. We always love to talk to our fans and our listeners. If you have any specific questions you'd like to ask us about research, evidence, being a clinician, et cetera, don't hesitate to ask. And then, of course, if you have any topics that you'd like us to cover on the pod, please let us know as well.
Thank you for listening to the Dr. Journal Club podcast, the show that goes under the hood of evidence-based integrative medicine. We review recent research articles, interview evidence-based medicine thought leaders, and discuss the challenges and opportunities of integrating evidence-based and integrative medicine. Be sure to visit www.drjournalclub.com to learn more.